All right, folks. All right. Hopefully you can see me. That looks like it's moved a bit. All right, into daily charts as always. Starting off on the dailies. Again, market makers playing games. We talked about it in Discord yesterday. All right. This failed breakout, shows weakness. But then from here, this was very controlled selling. I'll go over it again. All right. And we knew that this was controlled selling to buy it back up, just like this day here. It was exactly the same move. All right. So that market makers are in full control right now. Because liquidity is not that big coming into August, volume's been a bit died off. They're able to control it very, very, very easily. What I'd be concerned about right now, failed breakout yesterday, failed breakout today, still protecting all-time highs. All right, so this high is still weak up here. It was printed in Globex, so I expect it to get taken at some point. So far, we're showing kind of weakness, not going for it. Let's come over into high time frame charts. I'll just clear this up for you for a second. All right, into this hourly. I've got an overnight volume profile on at the moment because I'm just interested where we're thin. So hourly chart down here, you can see during Globex, all we did was trade sideways. All right, so the walk down yesterday, there's your failed breakout yesterday. Took the liquidity, we took that long up, and then we exited. They walked this down. I'm going to show you on the lower time frame. Very controlled with an extension down here. Now, what happened is this was a forced extension, and they bought this. All right, they bought this extension. Why? Because it was coming back into an RBS level. All right, so there's your breakout. All they've done is come back down to retest this. They bought this right into the close yesterday, meaning if you're a day trader, you can't buy that. All right, so they're swing long. They trade overnight and they accumulate positions. CPI comes in year over year cooler, month over month in line, and we do what? We rip it up. Where do we go back for? All the stops. All right, so everyone who was short from yesterday with their short stop at the high here for that walk down just got blown out. And now we're trading back inside. So technically, we're in a range, but bullish. All right, we're in a bullish range. No different to the newsletter this weekend that went out. We're in a bullish range until proves otherwise. All this is some form of two-leg pullback. All right, if we hold anywhere here today, we're looking to get long. Where does the short trigger come in? Well, for me, really, you're going to say it's too late. It's going to have to be a breakdown of these levels. I want to be very careful. All right, it's going to have to be a breakdown under these for me to think about short, and I want to be very careful that they don't do this move. But so far, we've gone on a ripper, cleared out the liquidity. Now we're coming back to previous days. These are all wrong, are they? Why have they not moved on everything? Let's just move these, make sure these are correct. Sorry, folks, just give me a second. I'm going to measure that and make sure. I'm unconvinced. Monday, 9:30. Oh, that's clearly not right. There we go. Okay. All right. So all we're doing is breaking out, taking liquidity, pulling back. Key now, what happens next? All right, it's very, very key what happens next. I'm going to get rid of him for a minute. So today I'm looking for some form of bullish structure in here. If it really wants to come back down here, that's fine. It's really not ideal. We'd want some form of bullish structure here to come and clean all of this out. It's got a chance to do it today. We have taken this liquidity out, so I'm going to delete that one. So we've got these levels above us, basically 25s and 46s. Might as well call it 25s and 50, 825, 850. Looking for bullish structure to form to go back to highs. If we start breaking down, all right, if we start breaking down underneath some of this CPI candle, and let's just go from 6 o'clock, because we do get thin in volume. Right, you can see underneath 25s now, we're very, very thin all the way down to 80. So if they don't protect this, we might come all the way down back to point of origin. So I'd be ideally looking for some form of liquidity here to build up to go at upside. If not, they need to hold this. Any failure back under here is a major problem, because that is just basically a failed auction above here again, and then we're looking for a rotation. So I'm not really considering shorts until we start to roll down under here and really under here, and then that's a pro trend short. If that's going to happen, then I think we come and take out some big levels much lower, like down here. All right, so looking to see if we can hold here for a push back up. I will think about a short if we start snapping underneath these levels for a rotation back down to the 300s. We will see. Time will tell. Don't want to get too fixated on a move yet, because I know, like I just said to my team, the market makers are in full control. To see that on a lower time frame here, just to make this make sense to you of how I knew it was controlled. Here is the failed breakout yesterday. Here is your sell point. Watch how many stops we take, or how many we don't take. None. We never take stops out. All right, that's how you know it's controlled, because we shouldn't move like that. What we should do is do something like this and then down, and then something like this and then down. This is controlled. This is manipulated. When you see a tape like this, you know it's being manipulated. We go from dump to coil. This is your standard model. There's where they all got long. Long again, long again, long again, breakout, and they get what they want, right? So that is a dump, coil, pump, dump, coil, pump, right? Very, very typical market maker model. And we've cleared out most of the liquidity. Only thing really left now is all-time highs, so I can get rid of this. Obviously, my trading view is not linking for some reason. Okay, so this morning, really what I'm watching is this giant candle here is an imbalance. So do we protect somewhere in here for this move back up? All right, do we get something like this for this? Or do we just completely collapse, come back under here, get stuck in the range, get underneath Globex, and then we're looking for big sells? I don't think they're bid the bottom of Globex. If we come down there, that's so weak. If we've bid up off 600 to 800 and failed and come back to 600, I don't think they're bid off there for a third time. It will be a third time, and I don't think they'll do it, but time will tell. So originally I want to, like, the first part of me wants to stay long. Okay, I want to be long in this market until it proves otherwise. I'm treating this as a pullback until it proves otherwise. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. Let's have a look at the mag. Move to a 5-minute here. Quick look at ES as well. Sorry for those of you who trade ES. So it's taken previous day high. Still struggling to get back into this box up here. So 450s to 470s are really overall targets. It still hasn't got back there. And this would be very similar coming into, where's CPI print? Here we go. Coming back into a 61 off CPI, and just beneath that you've got that old RBS level. All right. Mag, let's have a look. Apple, nice gap up. All right, gapping up into range from yesterday. Let's see if it can take out old highs. Amazon, gapping up. If it's going to base above 21.77 and 22s, then we look good for a drive higher. Google, gapping up above previous day high. That's the strongest one yet. Any hold of 202s, we're looking to take out 203.42s. Meta, gapping up, taking out previous day high. Any pullback that holds here, we're then looking to take out 780s. Nvidia looks like it's an inside bar. Yeah, very slight gap up. So it got up to previous day high, came right back to PDC, and just trading sideways. So less bullish on Nvidia. Tesla, very bullish. All right, gapping up, coming back to previous day highs. If it builds liquidity out here, we're looking for that break and go. Mag as a whole, looking pretty bullish. Here's the index that we made. Went over this in a video. All right, Mag as a whole, coming back up to yesterday's highs, returning in. If this can be a handle, we're looking for this move here. All right, we get short if we start collapsing underneath the lows. I know if you're like, well, why aren't we picking the tops? Well, because I don't pick tops. All right, I want to see a multi-time frame breakdown if I'm really going to think about a short. Now, I'm not convinced yet in this market that is what we're in. Really, I'm not convinced at all right now. I think just market makers are playing games. And let's have a quick look at the VIX, which got crushed. All right, there's your VIX crush. We talked about this level yesterday. As you can see, it's still on there. It needs to hold this level for shorts. They got smacked. All right, so shorts in the market, not on VIX, got absolutely destroyed. We come back down to lows now. Maybe it can go for gap fill. Oh, where's it gone? But I think it's going to struggle. All right, so basing at this double bottom here. Get rid of this to a daily. You can see we're just in trend lower right now. All these kind of areas, all right, are very bullish for the market. If we just stay like in here on dailies, on VIX, the market will just keep grinding higher, all right? If we find a bottom down here and do one of these spikes, obviously we're going to see increased volatility and a sell-off. But right now, market looks pretty bullish. Like that VIX has not picked up off those lows really. Still in the mid to low 15s, all right? Unless VIX gets back above 1590 and goes for that gap fill to 1620, then really going to stay sort of bullish on the day. You can set price alerts there if you want. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. See if we hold any of this area. Really looking for something like this. If we do that, maybe it's not ideal. Anywhere under that, I let go of all bullish thesis. Okay, I let go of all bullish thesis underneath that. Happy to play short today if it can prove to me it wants to break down. Right now, I'm unconvinced. If we think about the tape, that's the other thing. Let's have a look who's on the tape. You can see above me, all right, 825, which is basically up into this supply, into that block. So my stomach's rumbling. I haven't eaten or had a coffee yet. 825, we've got a 400 lot up there. Not much downside. So the biggest player on the tape right now is upside. There is a buy down here. It's 675s, which is basically that RBS level. I really don't want to see it come down there. I think it's a problem for the market if it comes down there. Let's have a look at ES. Definitely more upside here, right? 30s, 35, 40, 45, 50s. Most of it upside. So again, the thesis to buy dips this morning looks okay for now, but we've got to wait to see if buyers come into this market. We've got 2 minutes left. Let's move this across. If you're wondering what this blue line is, this is my anchor VWAP just off the CPI. And let's see who's in here this morning. Finish this poll. Lots of you with no idea what's going on. I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. All right, good morning. See who's here. Coop, John Dennis, Miguel, Toby, Thumper, Ken, Clint, Silem, Glenn, Christy, JD, Kamal, hope I said that right. Mike Light, Willa Williams, Leron, Mike, Jeff, Owen, Tibor, Raphael, John Lucan, Jesse, Brandon, Eva, Richard, Bart, Firewater, Controlled. Good morning, just found your channel and it's been fascinating learning from previous videos. It's wild how accurate you are. Oh, thank you very much. Nice to see that. Morning, Ken. Morning, Greg. Morning, Myron. Morning, Marek. Morning, Aaron. Martin B. and Omolabi. All right. Morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Make sure go through your checklist first. Remember, every day, are you fit and able to trade? Are you feeling nice and calm? Have you carried any tilt over from previous days? Have you had your water or your coffee, all those things? For me, no. I haven't had them yet, but I can hear they're coming. My wife next door can hear. She's just put the kettle on, so I know they're coming. All right, so here we come into the open and 20 seconds to go. Just let this wash out or do whatever it needs to do. This will be mental at the open. Do not be gambling at the open, folks, all right? This is going to do some nasty, silly moves, as always, because we've got big range. Let's just put this back on just so you can see these levels. All right, we're coming right into that 61 fib at the moment. We don't have much volume below. Just be smart here. Let me get volume profile on for this open. All right. So holding that 61 fib to start. driving back up in towards the anchored VWAP so far. All right, so remember, we're very thin in volume underneath this wick. They might set a trap under here, which would be nice. If they set a bear trap under there, that would be nice for a buy back up. But if they just keep getting weak through it, obviously we're not going to buy against the tape. If the tape's heavy, we're not going to buy against it. Thank you, darling. Cheers, everyone. Good morning. John Dennis, thank you very much, my friend, with the super chat. Appreciate it. That will get me my dinner at the airport tonight before I fly back to the UK this evening. All right, just watching across the board here. QQQ right at its VWAP right now. SPY also at its VWAP. Market's trying to find a bid here off that 61 fib. That's what we're starting to see at the moment. It's trying to find a bid here. If we can't hold this previous day point of control, then we're probably going to come right down here. And somewhere in here is a potential bear trap. But if they stay heavy and we get back down to that RBS, I want to be very careful. I don't love the bid off here. Like, I want to be very careful. If we've got very heavy momentum giving back the whole of CPI, I would not be surprised if we go into a sell day. So just let it shake out, make its decision, and we can go after that. Here's the move into VWAP here. I've got to redo my levels on NinjaTrader now so that they match. There's 81s, 33s. Okay, and what's the high? Sorry, folks, give me a second. 67s. Beautiful. Okay, so here's this trap that we just talked about underneath this low, protecting. If they start reclaiming here, there's a potential squeeze back upside. We need to get through that New York Open and previous day point of control. Remember, this is fair value currently in the market. It's big level. We start reclaiming this. This is what we talked about pre-market. All right, if they trap under here, they start reclaiming this and getting above here, we can think about longs. But I'm not going to jump in while the tape is still heavy. You need to get back over these levels here, and then we can think about it. Have a quick look at the mag here, give you a readout. Tesla 0.81% up, Microsoft 0.5%, Meta just under 2% up, Google 0.84% up, Amazon over 0.5% up, Apple just under 1% up, Nvidia the only one red right now, 0.5% down. So most of the mag in green territory. Here's the retest of that New York Open. Right, big level here, folks. Previous day point of control, New York Open. Right, lots of volume has been traded here over the last 24 hours. If we start reclaiming this and getting through these highs, then I think we get a rotation back towards the highs. So this is the bear trap that we just went over. Here we go. So in this small size long now, just want to see if it bases out and moving my stop up as we move aggressively. Want to see us take out the 50s here on the tape, then 60s, then 70s, and then 80s. Fantastic. Into the anchored VWAP we go. So taking a partial here, moving this up. Beautiful bear trap. We planned this pre-market. All we needed to see was that trigger. Thank you very much. Up we go. Previous day value area high. And if we get through that, we're going new highs. So taking some partials here. What a beautiful move. Nice and quickly. 30 points in the bag. Cheers. Beautiful. Exactly what we went over pre-market, isn't it? We literally just talked about this. The walk down. There's your trap. There's the low volume. If they find bids here and reclaim, we are going to go upside. And there you go. So you just take your partials on the way. We don't know if this gets stuck up here because there is some volume up here. Make sure you're paying yourself on the way. Nice, easy trade to start the day. It's exactly what we like to see, folks. I might as well be done for the day. Thanks very much. I'll see you later on stream. Let me get out of here. What a beauty. What a beauty. All right, so just manage your positions now and see if we can rotate all the way up. Make sure you're taking some partials here because we know this is where bulls, late bulls, they got stuck here. Okay, if we reclaim this, we're going to go again. Fantastic. All right, this is exactly what we want to see. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get your ass up there into that Mr. 420 seller. He's at 825 or just over. What an absolute beauty. What a beauty. All right, let's see if we can rebase now. Any pullback we want it to hold. Definitely don't want it to break down underneath 50s right now. Okay, we definitely don't want to break under here. So any hold of this or this, it might not even pull back. If enough shorts chase down here, they're going to get crushed. All right, but if we can pull back and create some sort of structure, we can have some ads here as well. I've taken most of my position off here. Just want to see what we do next. It's aggressive buying coming in the tape there. 800, the next psychological level. And then like we talked about, 825, is it? Yeah, 400 lot up at 825. So it can afford to pull right back here. We know this is supply. It's where buyers got trapped. But overall, we're bullish so far this morning. Really don't want it to come beneath 850, but want pullbacks to be absorbed and then to go back for the highs. That would be the most ideal scenario here. Hopefully some of you got a W here with me. I know it was very quick today, but it was planned out. Sometimes this is just what happens. Okay, pull back here like we talked about into previous day value area high and VWAP. Again, you do not want this to trade beneath 50 now. Trades beneath 50, then trades over. Yeah, slap those W's in chat if you got it. So back into the VWAP. I'm going to put one more VWAP on off the New York Open. I have to do it as a different color. Let's do New York Open as white today so we can remember it. All right, so that's your CPI VWAP, New York VWAP, 24-hour VWAP. Lots of you got it. Very nice. JD got it. Bart got it. Dre the Trader. Mike Light. Mike, Brandon, Glenn, Christy, Leron, Jeff. Nice work, folks. You're looking to see if this pullback starts to hold and builds out some sort of flag or something for you to play. Am I on a lower time frame enough here? Yeah, I am. God, it just looks very slow all of a sudden. All right, so we're holding that VWAP we just talked about. We're holding these VWAPs, reclaiming previous day. We want to get through the current point of control, and we want to rip back up here. That's what we're looking for at the moment. Do not want to see a fail inside of 800. You want to see this start to pump. Looking good here, folks. I want to get through this liquidity up here. This level here is where strong selling came in at 85. If we get through 800s, we're going to go 825, fill that seller. Here we go, folks. Can we get the juice? Have we got some juice? We've got the juice, folks. We've got the juice. We like it. Look at these sellers starting to stack up here. We're going to go and take these out. 800, 812, 820, 825. Let's get some juice. Let's get through these 800s. Let's get some juice. Here we go. Here we go. We've got a buyer absorbing here, trying to force us up. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Next dip, I don't really want it to trade beneath the sort of 78 here. If it dips back down and reloads here, I don't want it to trade beneath sort of 78. I want it to hold that old wick on the 1 minute. So far, we look pretty good. You've got to get going, though. They don't want to spend too long here not breaking out. It will be a problem. Remember, we're long from down here, from 33. So it's a nice drive. This might have been an ad for you. And you're looking for a breakout into this area here, which will be all-time highs if we can get up here, right? Yeah, it will be all-time highs. To double check that then. Yes. Come on, market. Let's go through the 800s, please. Let's just go through the 800s. There we go. Come on. Let's trade through these 800s, fill these sellers above. So you can partial out here into 804s, 822s, and then let's see if we can get all-time highs. We look good. Lucas said, showed up 5 minutes too late. Lol, but nice one. Raphael got it. Ken got it. Morning, Bella. How's it going, Bella? I don't know if you caught that with us. We're all long from down here, from the reclaim. A nice bear trap underneath here this morning. into an imbalance, hold a VWAP, reclaim, long, adds, and we're looking for this now if it would go, but locking in money along the way. So you can see on the book, seller's still up here. We're still trying to absorb the buyers here. The 52 lot just come flying in, trying to hold the tape up. They want to take out 800s, 812s, 825s here. I do not want to see this trade underneath this level here now. 78s. Might as well call it 75s. We look good. Do not get caught adding high. Please do not get caught like trying to add really, really high on this. All right. You're playing dips for this move because we're trading back towards all-time highs after a bear trap in the morning. If a big institution comes in and starts playing games, you need to be able to be nimble and get out. So do not be adding too high here in the session. JJ missed because of a phone call. Oh no, what a pain. Don't worry, there'll be more setting up. Can't get through those 800s. Once we bust through the 800s, I want to see us just fill that guy up at 825, that 425 lot up at 825. I want to see us just bust through and go and fill in. Keep tapping. At highest so far in the New York session is 99.50, so we were 2 ticks away. My aircon is freezing. I've got to turn this off. Give me a second. Be right back. All right, there we go. All right, lots of sellers here on the book. You can see them above. They are stacking up here, but we look like we want to bust out. We want to go and fill them all. We just want a rocket candle, or as you young ones call it, a big boner candle. We just want a boner candle. We don't want this to trade too low here. Otherwise, all those bulls who are chasing up here will get stuck and they will become liquidity for a little stop hunt lower. So we just want bulls to hold action up here and give a little squeeze up. One more squeeze up is all we're looking for. Just to get through the 800s and get up through to these highs. Just trying again here. Did we just get 800s? We did. We traded through 800s here. Here we go. All these sellers on the book. Can we just get one nice little ripperoo up to those sort of all-time high levels? Would be really nice if we can get up here with the runners. Here we go, folks. It's coming. They keep trying. You can see on the tape above me, we keep absorbing down here. There's a buyer, active buyer on the tape here, just under 800. He's coming again there. Look, 77 lot, 61 lot. So he's trying to fly in and get us to squeeze up into these levels. So make sure you're taking partial on the way. You do not be adding up here, all right? You are adding on dips. Do not be adding up here. You are asking for trouble, all right? Our trigger entry this morning was at 33. You're 70 points higher right now. Do not be adding into, look left, supply, where these buyers got caught. I am expecting an extension though. I'm going to be honest with you. I do want to see something like this today. That's what I'd love to see, but you cannot add up here like I just said because of this. So back down to current point of control on the day, right here. If you're wondering why these is red, I had to change it because I just couldn't see the levels quick enough last night when I was marking it out. So I just thought I'd change this. It's not bad by being red. It's not supply or anything like that. Okay, so it's starting to see some failures above that previous day high. Still think we've got room to go higher if they want, but like I said, do not add high. This is why. Back down towards previous day value area high and VWAP as we start to build out this session. Here come the sellers. So out now on the runner, locking in there $1,100 on that move. Back to VWAP. This is why you don't add high, folks, and you take your partials. Amount of people who probably tried to buy it up there now stuck. All right, we're back down underneath or back to New York Open. I'm going to move this a tiny bit just so we can remind ourselves that New York Open is here, because otherwise I will forget it during the day. So back down to that New York Open. Still bullish, still holding range right now. If the next push-up fails and they start breaking down under here, you want to be careful that they don't come and fill down to here. So if the next push-up here fails, They might rotate, come back for these lows. If they sweep these lows, we're going to come and fill this imbalance here. Overall, still bullish, but want to be flexible. I haven't seen any more news other than the obviously CPI print. Trump, I'm considering allowing a major lawsuit against Powell. Allowing? You can't do it, mate. He's pressuring him to lower rates again. It's boring at this point, Donald. Just quiet. CPI print came out, 45 minutes ago, whatever it was, not an hour and a quarter ago, whatever it was. Like, he'll lower rates when he's supposed to lower rates, which will be September, not before, not after. If he's going to lower them, it's going to be September in the meeting. He can't just lower it because you just got a print of CPI. Relax yourself. Okay, back to VWAP, back to previous day value area high. Nice, Ken. Nice work, Ken. Still got that seller all the way up there. You can see him. He's still all the way up there. We have 13 minutes left until we get a new H1, H4. ES bouncing off its VWAP so far. We're stuck between VWAPs here. We are stuck between VWAPs here. Here comes some selling. Did they start a breakdown here? I'm not against a breakdown here if they want to play it. I don't like that we've left that 825 up there. Coop saying that we left Globex this morning on Qs. Did we really? Dirty. Oh, that is dirty down there. Yeah, built a lot of liquidity there in front of 600. Good eyes, mate. Good eyes. All right, back to previous day point of control. So we're just trapped between some big previous day liquidity levels right now. If ES starts letting go in VWAP and NQ starts letting go of VWAP and we're going for that new low of day, we just talked about this, drive up, lower high, lower low. They might try and get selling aggression now down to here. If they flush underneath that, we're going to go and check RBS. We're very thin in liquidity in here to the left. Okay, this here, and there's no real volume in here. Here you go. So here's the lower low, lower high, maybe lower low, lower high, lower low. God, I knew it sounded weird. Opening range, and let's see if we can get a breakdown here now. So looking to see if we snap down now, back down to previous day value area low. I'm looking for shorts now, back down towards there. So maybe you're short from this bear flag already. And then you'll be covering some in here. Remember, this is thin liquidity in here. This is where we set a bear trap this morning. Want to be very, very cautious how they play in here. But if we go for sell day, this will be the start of it. So underneath the opening range low at the moment. Do we get an extension down to 680s? Move this so I can see the book properly. 675 is on the book. Here we go. Fantastic in this short here. Looking to ride this down now into previous day value area low. Here's your first partial. God, them tapes moving nice and quick today. First partial there, right in front of it. You just saw it right there. There's your tag. And this is your RBS for Globex, right? This is where we just broke out from. If we start getting underneath this, then I think we get heavy on the tape, right? If we start getting stuck, we talked about this pre-market as well. If we start getting stuck under here, there's a rotation down to here. And I don't think we bid up back off that. I think that would be too heavy at that point. So let's just see. So if you took that bear flag, we talked about it, we break down under here, there's your bear flag, there's your lower high, partial 1, partial 2. Now you're waiting to see. So we've had the longs up, the shorts back down. We need to see if they hold this or if they get stuck now. Again, we went over all of this pre-market, this whole thing pre-market. Here we go, previous date value area low, attacking it again. into that RBS zone, folks. So make sure you're taking a partial here, because if they want to absorb this, this is a big level. If we start letting go of this and getting stuck underneath, there is a rotation back down to Globex lows. And I think if we get underneath Globex lows and previous day low, it is night for the market. All right, it will be night for the market. So these are big levels right here. Lovely. Is there going to be acceptance underneath this? Can we just shove down aggressively underneath it and keep selling, or are they going to absorb here? Big levels. Huge levels. Very heavy so far. Looks good for lower. If we can get really heavy, we're looking for that trade into 600 and then previous day lows. We're going to have to get stuck under here for that trade down to here. And gap fill, obviously, we're going to have to pay attention to as well. So I'm buying coming in here at the moment. They're trying to absorb this RBS. So you're either already in this short from the breakdown, or you're waiting for a new short trigger at this point. We are extended from flow zones. We're on an RBS. You cannot be entering short here right now. You need to have already been in, maybe on the opening range break, which is right here, and partial down, or you're waiting for a new lower high to be set to attack. Continues to wash here. Holding it so far. Buyers still here. Look on the tape above me. You can see 61 lot, 69 lot. They're trying to hold it. They're going to go back for orb and VWAP now to see if that stays heavy, because it's where we just broke down from. If it stays heavy, we'll probably make a new low of day. If they reclaim, then we're going to go back into range. Oh, sorry, JD. Did you get timed out by the bot? Sorry, buddy. Yeah, that's not me. It's just, I've never changed it. It's just an auto bot thing. Yes, thank you, Ken. Yes, I did forget about that. Take Profit Trader have extended their sale. So 40% sale, no activation fee. And if you pass it and get payout, they give you your money back as well. It's extended to this Sunday. Code flow zone. All the links are down below. Here's ES back to VWAP. We're going to do the same. So we're testing opening range and VWAP. Remember, value area on the day currently up at 26s. All right, so they're going to see here if they're going to set a lower high again and go for a new low. This is what they're looking for. If they return back inside and start reclaiming the bottom of this range, this would mean no acceptance, and we've held RBS, and we're going to go back for highs. So just want to be careful here. Let it build out at this point. Let it build out. Give you a read on the mag. Tesla now flat. Nvidia 1/3% down. Microsoft 2/3% up. Meta, the strong one, 2.08% up. Google 0.75% up. Apple 0.37% up. Amazon 0.63% down. Right, stuck at that opening range in VWAP for now. ES trying to reclaim its VWAP. SPY not at its VWAP yet. QQQ, NQ not quite there yet. Just letting this try and find some alignment. Look at VIX. VIX is being a little bit of a wild dog this morning. Basically filled its gap on that drive. Morning, John. What's up, Tyson? Morning, buddy. All right, trying to reclaim here, but still underneath the VWAP. Want to be careful because in my mind also I'm thinking this could be a two-leg. So I want to be careful. This level here is definitely key. Decision point into sort of those 730s. this level here. You can see we absorbed off it. We absorbed off it. We absorbed off it. We broke down under it. We're going to test it now. Do we stay heavy here or do we reclaim and go for a squeeze? 2 for 2 this morning. Longs back up. I was a bit late on the trigger short. I actually joined for the orb breakdown. ES has reclaimed VWAP. SPY is attempting to reclaim its VWAP. Is that seller still up there? Let's have a look. E is still up there, 825s. Okay. Let's zoom this out a little bit. The rest of the sellers all left. So getting stuck here, watching this short. Getting stuck at that key level. We just talked about it. Watching ES into VWAP. Relative strength in ES here. So need ES to start letting go. We look very heavy on the tape here. Here we go. Retesting these lows. If they let go of this, it's game over. This is previous day value area low. If we start getting heavy under this in the RBS zone, it will be game over. They will go for those lows, Globex lows and previous day lows. Previous day value area low. It's a big, big level. If we start to get follow through here. Lovely. So if the next pop, ES now starting to join in. Want to see a new low of day built here. Don't want to see this protected. Remember, this is where shorts will get stuck if they attack down here. You need to see this drive up and fail. And a new flush. What is that ES is holding there? Is that previous? Oh, it's a point control. Let me just get rid of that. Sorry, folks. 1 second. I'll redraw it out. Come in, 9:30. All right. Should sweep these lows. We should come for these lows. It's trying. Here we go. Here we go. Can we get follow through? Downside follow through here. Remember, we're in an RBS zone. Come on, market. Here we come. Fantastic. Right. Watching high time frame algo here and PDC, which would be a gap fill. Relative weakness in the NQ today, which is what we want if we're playing short side. Make sure you're paying yourself. Make sure you're paying yourself. But this is a potential RBS zone, but really I think we should trade back down to here now. And if we get weak under there, we're in a multi-time frame short at that point. Looks good. Looks good. Need ES to follow through here as well. ES still not made a lower low on the session. We look good though. Right into that high time frame algo at the moment. Just want to see a little bit of follow through. Green line is your high time frame algo. Yellow line is your gap fill. And then underneath that, we've got Globex lows. ES is still holding on here, folks. Just be careful. Make sure you've paid yourself some. ES is still holding on. Volatility is high today. ATR can spike. Watching to see if ES breaks down here and drags us lower, which would be really nice. I think we can go for down here. I think we can aim for these. If we get stuck under here, I think we're going to aim for these. This is what we talked about earlier. If we get underneath the RBS, we should be able to aim for this. This is where we chopped all night, which means we've had a failed breakout, and we should really come to the other side of the range now. Here we go. All right, there's PDC. So TP2 basically hit there for you. There's a reaction of PDC, that yellow line. If we get follow through now, we're going for Globex lows and PDL. ES is still not broken down, folks. Come on, market. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Lovely. Come on, market. Beautiful. We're looking for all the way down here now if we can extend. These are your targets, right? From orb, 1, retest, short again, here, and now here. And if we get under this, it's goodbye market. I think it's goodbye market. It's major failure. Oh, nice, Coop. Is that what you taught in the lesson Saturday? Lovely. So Coop's corner should be nice and green this morning. So gap has been filled on the Qs, not been filled yet on the spiders. I've got to get a tissue here. Can't breathe. All right, spider's holding its RBS zone. They're finding a bit of a bid off that. Spider's still not filled the gap yet. Lots of buying down here. You can see it on the tape. So much buying down here. They keep trying to absorb it. Have we got anyone lower? 600s will be the next level, which will be your Globex. Lots of buying down here on the tape. That seller just left, all right? That big seller we had, he's gone. He has left the book. Oh, yeah, he's left. Okay, good to know. Still think we want to take these out. If we can pop up and fail again, I'll think about a re-add. Don't want to see any reclaims, though, like we talked about. Lots of you should have made money today. Should be nice and green in chat. Maybe a retest of sort of 70s, 65s to 70s, somewhere up here. See if it stays heavy. If they want to be really nasty, they'll come and fill this and then fail up to 700s. We don't really want that. Just want them to walk it down. Anything above 720, I'm not interested in, really. Well, that could be a lie. Let me have a look. It's not really true. Anything above 740, I wouldn't be interested in. For a short, that is. Yes, holding on really well. It's coming back to its VWAP already. There's a low volume node up there. Back to PDC here. Still buying on the tape down there. They want to trade down to 600 at the moment. That's what they're trying to do. Yes, still rejecting his VWAP. Nice, Dean. Good work. Do me a favor, folks. Smash that like button nice and early for me. Let's get through it. Lots of you should have made money this morning. Is this drive back up? This is the level I'm watching at the moment. This is the old RBS zone. I'm just watching this level. If we fail this, looking for that rotation, they might come and sweep this player here at 84 and then do it. So I'm aware of that. I'm also aware of the relative strength over on the spiders right now, who are holding that RBS zone. So they're holding this zone very, very well right now on the spiders. Same zone that's being held. And it's not filled its gap. So watching this area here, and if they trap over 84s. Also want to be careful, obviously, if they start reclaiming, then short thesis goes out the window. Here's the retest. Not short in this, waiting to see if we see failures. ES looks very strong at the moment. I think we're going to take out this player here and maybe fill this gap and then wait. So I'm just waiting to see if we do sort of a 1, 2 and a fail back down. Something like that. If not, then I can't play short side. It just means that we're going to keep squeezing. Look at this seller just came flying in. 492 lot on the sell. Point of control here on ES for this session. Here's the sell. This is what I said. We want to see if they retest this level. We've just retested it. Previous day value area low. We have just retested it. Big battles here. Trap can possibly be over 84s up into here if they want to fill some of this. We are thin in here in front of 700. Range on the day is pretty big as well. So just be careful there. Current range on the day, 186 points so far. So can afford some relief here as we trade back up to view up. I'm just going to remove this RBS zone because we've traded through it both ways now. Okay, squeezing up to view up, filling some of that imbalance we just talked about. ES looks very strong. Just flat here right now. And show you these. All right, not linking them this morning. If you ask why, it's because I've been having a few issues and I don't want an issue the day that I'm going to fly. So I'd rather just trade one by one. Big old squeeze. Big old squeeze. So SPY holding that RBS zone really nice. It held Globex highs on SPY or ES. All right, and we drifted underneath it. All right, so relative strength there. And it's dragging the market back up. No reason to reshort this yet. Just got to wait. Just checking the news here. Bear with me. This is funny. There's no evidence of tariff induced inflation. Why would there be? Because you keep pausing it. Why would there be? The main tariff that will cause inflation will be China. Okay, let's see. We've got to be careful here because if they do the dance, all right, and they hold this, then they're going to go for a rotation. Right now, we're still technically bearish and rejecting view-ups here, but you just want to be a little careful here. It's a little bit back and forth. They're saying that companies are absorbing some of the tariffs. Yeah, I'm sure that is the case as well. I just think it's so early to like say things like they're saying like, oh, there's nothing shown. Mate, you paused it for 90 days and then extended it again. And now you've paused it again yesterday on China. It's like any excuse for them to get a cut. Why do they want the cut? Because if they don't get the cut, the economy is going to be in big, big, big trouble, right? Because the housing market is stagnant. We've got stagflation at the moment. More than inflation, we've got stagflation. They know that they need a cut to get things moving. it's just all a big political game. But you know, you're playing with people's lives, and they're judging everything by these big companies, right? Oh, the stock market's doing great. It doesn't matter about the big companies. I tell you what, the little man is getting absolutely effed right now. He's struggling because he doesn't know if these tariffs are on or off. He doesn't know whether he can import stuff from China or not. He's already leveraged to the max. He's already taken loans out against his home, which are going down in value. You know, we judge everything on this stock market, but you know, most of America is not Nvidia and is not Apple. All right, more sell pressure coming in here now. ES back to its VWAP again. Choppy, choppy, choppy. So is this going to be that inverted head and shoulders, higher, low? Or do we just rotate down? I'm not convinced either way right now. We're right at the edge of value. So far, nothing down here has been accepted. So we're trying to trade upside at the moment. This might be the inverted head and shoulders we just talked about. Still a bit early for me to think about anything like that, to be honest. Still not convinced. I would need more convincing to play upside at the moment. ES looks very good. Very, very, very good. I'll give you another readout on the mag. Tesla 1.65% down, Nvidia just under 1% down, Amazon 0.63% down, Microsoft 1/3% up, Meta 1.65% up, Google 1/3% up, Apple 0.45% up. So mixed bag on the mag overall. Average between them 0.32% up on the session, or on the day, I should say. We've had some nice trades this morning. Don't go forcing your way in, giving anything back now. Just wait, let it develop. We're underneath the opening range on NQ. We're underneath the VWAP on NQ, or all of the VWAPs on NQ. We did fill the gap to PDC. We came underneath the RBS. SPY is over the VWAP. SPY is inside its opening range. SPY held its RBS, right? So we don't have alignment right now. I'm not convinced of the long here yet. I really am not convinced of this long yet. We would need to reclaim like VWAP and opening range and start making higher highs and higher lows for me to be convinced of a long. I know we've come to an RBS zone and we dipped under it and reclaimed. I understand that. But right now, all we are is in previous day's value. Look at previous day value area low, point of control, value area high. What this is basically chop. This is thick liquidity. Okay, because if we zoom out, we traded here this morning. If we go to yesterday, we traded here yesterday. If we keep going back, we probably traded there more the day before. We did. All right, so lots of thick liquidity there. I don't want to be too biased in here right now. Yes, George, exactly. Harinder Kang, excellent commentary up on the day. Great work. Yeah, how many of you are green? Hopefully, most of you should be nice and green. Here's the attempt of reclaiming the opening range. ES looks very strong by comparison, folks. Really, really does look good on this session. Obviously, overall, ES has been much weaker. If you look at the dailies on ES, much, much weaker. So starting to try and break here. We're starting to try and reclaim. This is what I'd want to see if we're thinking about those longs. Probably some stops at 25s right now. You're about to just get blown out. ES back up to the old highs, previous day highs. Look at this bid absorption here. So we've got someone trying to walk it up here. You can see it on the tape above me, how they're stepping up, trying to absorb. This looks much better for longs at this point. So someone's come in and said, hey, we're going to participate in this. So if you took that, well done. I didn't take that. It was a bit too early for me. But now you look very, very good. This is aggressive. Back to previous day point of control. Still squeezing. Someone's getting run over here. At 750 next level. Someone is getting run over. So he probably came in short under here and didn't cover. There's your higher low. Now we're breaking out. Now I'm looking for pullbacks to hold in and around here to trade back upside. Only thing I'm aware of is if this is a two-leg with a massive failure in it. So, because we're in that chop zone, we did just talk about it. So if pullbacks start to hold sort of VWAPs, and around here I'll be interested. If they start to fail, right? Let me draw it. Let me draw it. All right, if we hold this, I'm interested. If we start to fail and come too deep, I'm not, because then we're going to use this, and this will be our two-leg to get stuck to come lower. All right, so we will need to hold this and absorb to go higher. Back into point of control on the session now. So far, no acceptance above this, no acceptance below this right now. Nice, Prisco, good work. So you took that long, good work. Nice. Tibor saying, nice and green. I was a bit gun shy on the long out of the gates, but took the short back to previous day close. Thank you, Alex. You're welcome. Richard's green. Yeah, lots of you nice and green. Nice work here. Don't chase this up now, folks. Do not be chasing this up. This needs to pull back and hold. Market's moving pretty fast today. I do not like the liquidity we've built at the lows. All right, I do not like this. This is dangerous. This will be. They will come back for this. Doesn't have to be today, but that has been built like that for a reason, right? So next time we come down here, these guys are all going to get wrecked. I'm not saying it has to be today, but I'm just making you aware of that. It's worth noting. They built that in for a reason. None of them have got swept on the NQ. Right into that 61 here. At least half of you watching have not smashed that like button yet. Do me a favor, hit that like button, folks. All right, are they going to hold this, or is this a two-leg with a big old failure to come back down towards those lows? This is the concern, the only concern. I'm trying to stay zoomed out. I'm trying to not get pulled into too much. They must hold this, the longs. They must hold this if they're going to go for all-time highs. If they don't, and they start to collapse this, there's lots of liquidity built in at those lows. Attempting to hold those levels now. There's a buyer coming in here. He's at 715 and then 700. So do we tap into those? We see like some form of liquidity like built out, some form of flag or something would be nice. Back up to previous day point of control. Remember, this is a sticky area. This was value yesterday. So we're holding those lows so far. They will need to expand through this now. If they fail to do that, it will be a problem. We'll come back down to that current pivot, which is like 15s. My best day trading ever. Thank you, Alex. Hey, well done, Bart. Nice work. You're the one that has to pull the trigger. So here's previous day point of control. They're looking to try and break now through 46s and 50s. That would get us up to 60s. And then we're looking for high of day if we can do that. Lovely. So that pullback just held. Can we start exploding? Here's the move towards 50s. We need to get through 50s and previous day value area high, and then we're looking for all-time highs, really. Once we take out high of day, we'd be looking for all-time highs. So if you're in this long, you can sort of take a partial into towards 60s. 63 will be a stop hunt through there. We're looking for 800s, and through there, we're looking for 850s, really. Correction, day 2, flow zone, eval, $1,436. Nice work. Here we go, previous day value area high here. So can we take this out and take out high of day? ES getting close to its high day. Market trying to go green. Tesla, the weak one today. Nvidia, a little bit weak. Amazon might go red to green soon. Rest of the market looks good. That pullback held. We talked about this. It must hold this wick and these VWAPs. It did. Now we're trading upside. We're going to come and try and take all this out now. Crazy, crazy, crazy day that it's done this. I didn't think if we traded down here, we'd get a response to come all the way back up, but we are. We are. There are value buys in the tape still. So this can be a giant bull flag, right? If we zoom out, like we talked about, I did say one thing I'd be concerned about is if this is a 2-leg that starts to hold, all right, this is basically a giant flag. This is why it's important to zoom out. Go back in this video, I talk about it. Yes, very close to its high of day now. New York high of day, that is. All right, so it's still made lower high, lower high. If ES starts busting through 40s and 42s, then it's go time, you know. It's go time on ES. It hasn't made a higher high yet. Not since that 830 print. Yeah, it's not bad. Price action today, not bad. Only thing that surprised me is how deep we went on NQ. But ES did hold, so, you know. Let me just move this. A bit worried that this is getting oh! So I like an Ethernet, which looks like it's come out of its cable hold. No fannying around. Yeah, I love saying that. No fannying around. Nice work, Coop. Yeah, lovely work. Don't worry about it. Lovely work. Okay, ES still not made a higher high. Looks good, but it's not made a higher high yet. Worth noting. Can we go back to the upside? Still in initial balance, by the way, folks. It's definitely worth noting. We are still inside initial balance, so we might just have a rotation all day. It's possible. We're getting no acceptance above here. We need to find acceptance above previous day value area high for that drive back up here. So far, every attempt above there has not held. So it's worth noting, isn't it? It's just worth noting. Apple H1 looking like a beauty breakout for us. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm just never selling. Never selling them. I feel like I bought that last low. I'm up 30 points on it. Hesitation here from the market, folks. It's still trying to build to go higher, but there is hesitation here. You can see the sellers 60, 65s. It's trying to move higher. I want to see us get over previous day value, area high, and base. Until that point, I'm slightly concerned until that point. Once we get over that and base, I think we can take out the highs. But until that point, I'm concerned. It can afford like a deep pullback here because we've grind on the way up, right? Yes, pulling back to its old high. Just a little, it's getting a little bit messy now because we're washing both sides. You want to see ES hold a pullback and then go and take out those highs, and that will drag NQ up with it. So it's the old high holding on ES for now, just absorbed off it. You want to see this just explode now. Don't want to see it fanny around, as I call it. Don't want to see it fanny around. Need to get through previous day value area high and up into these. There we go. So here's the attempt. Don't want too many stop starts up here. It will be problematic. If we keep stop start, we'll need a deeper pullback before it does it, and then you're going to let shorts out, which is not ideal. So you just want to see it bust through 60 and then go on a bit of a face ripper, really. Tricky. Here we go. Another attempt. How many attempts are you going to have at previous day value area high? Built out lots of liquidity here. We're holding point of control. I want to just see us just start to move aggressively. Nice. RTY high day. Nice, JD. Small caps are moving. Okay, here's previous day value area high. Can we start bidding through it? Come on. Let's look for some acceptance here. Come on, ES. Stop being pathetic. Come on, man. Go. So slow. No aggressive buys up here. The danger is if we don't squeeze, right, then we're going to allow a pullback back to here, right, to build out more. And really, we just need a squeeze at this point, because if you do that, you're going to let range build in here, which we talked about earlier. Remember, this is basically the range from the last 2 days. This is where we're rotating from. No acceptance below, no acceptance above. Pointed out here. Right? And that same range is now a 2-day range because we've built basically exactly the same range today. So we're just trading between these right now. We need acceptance. An acceptance or acceptance, and we're not seeing it. Shabam Shri, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. All right, still holding previous day point of control. ES still holding that old high. ES still not breaking out. Initial balance now set, folks. Still feel this wants to move higher at the moment, but it's just whether we can get acceptance. It's going to need some aggressive buying to come in. $66 is, well, that's slightly wrong on here. There we go. All right. Another attempt at previous day value area high here. From India. Where in India are you? It's on my wish list to go to. All right, still cannot get through it. Starting to go sideways. You need to see an explosion here. Otherwise, shorts will start to take over in the lower time frame. It needs to explode higher here. Otherwise, it will offer a deep pullback and shorts will take over lower time frame. ES now starting to rotate. This is not what you want to see if you're momentum long. This is not what you want to see because it can afford a pullback all the way down into the low teens here. You want to see a straight squeeze really and fill these sellers up above at 65, 75, 80. Otherwise, a range rotation day becomes more and more probable. Yes, just cannot make that higher high. You zoom out and look at the high it made at sort of 839, 835, and 1030 basically just now. It's not made a higher high. Once it makes a higher high, it's got a chance, but it's making lower highs and lower lows still. It needs to put a pivot in. It needs to come and pull back here and hold. You don't want it to go too deep. This is the thing. It's going to let shorts take control if it does. So it needs to put in a higher low here on ES somewhere soon, basically before 25s, I would say, and then put in that squeeze to take out the highs. And then I think NQ can follow suit and try and break out up here and take this out. So it's the same kind of thing. Lower high, lower high, lower high. It needs to do something like this for bulls to take control of this session. So another attempt at previous day value area high here. How many attempts is it going to have and not be able to get through? It's not filling these sellers at 65s either. Starting to feel like if we don't do this move soon, then there's probably not going to be any more trades today, folks. To be honest, it would just be a range rotation day, or at least in the AM session, because we're at midpoint in the initial balance. Like, well, we're not at midpoint yet, but we'll probably pull back to midpoint, and then you've got nothing on. There you go, ES pulling back again. Messy, and there's lots of stops down here at 40s. The bottom of this little range here. So they need to hold this and get above this for a squeeze. Failure here, they can drift down here, and then shorts might take control. This is still going to be an RBS zone, but it's a little bit more problematic because it means we've had a failed attempt and we've made a lower high again. So it's becoming less and less nice is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Is an easier way of me just saying it. It's becoming less and less good to trade at the moment. Maybe SPY and NQ pull back into their VWAPs on the ETFs. Feel like volume's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Maybe that's it. That might be it, folks. That might be all we get. Come on, give us one more play. Do something. Here's a buyer. Just stepped on the tape. Can they come and clear out these 65s then? Here's a buyer. Look at these big bubbles come in. Some market orders coming in. Here we go. Can we come and take out previous day value area high and get acceptance? They are trying. Sellers right here. It's mad that they can't fill these sellers at 65s. They're coming up short every time. Look at this. Didn't even fill him. Crazy. I'm going to get refill on the coffee and come back. Jeez Louise, they're still here. Still here. Right, be careful. What do we talk about? They're building this out, all right? Unless they get this, they can easily come and do this now. The way they're building this out is trappy. Lots of stops down here at this point. Lots of stops down there. Alex went for coffee. Bye, bye, bye. Yeah, it didn't happen, did it? Normally, that is the cue, isn't it? Normally, that's the cue. Yeah, Shabam, I really want to come to India. I want to do the... my brain's not working. Motorbike trail up to the Himalayas. On the Royal Enfields. Really want to do that. It's on my list. I'm do it with my wife. Anyone else motorcycle riders here? I love my bikes. Got quite a big bike collection. All traders always post their flashy cars. I love my bikes more than anything, man. In fact, as soon as I'm back in the UK, it's the first thing I'm going to do is pick up my bike from the garage. Jeff, you ride? What do you ride, Jeff? I have, back in the UK, I've got a Triumph Thunderbird 1600. It's my favourite. And then I've got an old Kawasaki ZZR. And here I've just got a little Harley 1200 Nightster. A dual sport? Oh, sick, yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling, Ken. I refuse to sell my Thunderbird. I had it's been in England and I've been here for 5.5 years. Where in the UK? Well, originally Sussex, but London for 25, 30 years. Norton, sick. Oh, I love Norton. Very cool. I've also got, it's in parts, I've also got an old Kawasaki like GT 500 that I stripped, and I was going to turn it into a little cafe, and then we ended up moving here. So it's literally sat in my garage and bit. All right, here is the millionth attempt of previous day value area high. Attempt 1 million. Remember, they've built this liquidity. This is gross. How they built this out, we talk about it all the time. This is nasty. They can come and sweep all of this out if they want. It's disgusting. They cannot get through that previous week high, previous day value area high. And here they come. They're going to come for that sweep now. And if ES doesn't show any strength, it can go deeper than just a sweep. And there's liquidity both sides here on the book. It's not stacked one side anymore. Your first bike was a CB350, mate. My first bike was called a Derby. It was a Derby 50cc. I had it when I was 16. And then I moved on to an Aprilia 125. And then on to, I'm trying to think. I think it was a Kawasaki, like 500. Oh, no, it might have been a CBR. And then a Kawasaki, and then a Triumph. All right. Are they going to do it? What are you bloody doing, you wallies? Get a move on. Do something. Either sweep or break out. But let's not go backwards and forwards in a 10-point range for another 20 minutes, shall we? 20 minutes doing nothing here. Jeff did a 6-month road trip to Panama Canal from Sacramento. You would like a long trip like that, 15,500 miles round trip. Oh, that's awesome. Do you watch all of like the long way round and all that stuff? I love all those. I'd love to do something like that. I'd love to take like 6 months or a year off trading and just go and do something like that. I think it'd be amazing. Got to run. Take care, Lucas. Take care, everyone who's left chat. Hopefully you've left with some money. This is ridiculous. 20 points in a 20-point range for 20 minutes. Come on. ES looks like it's having an attempt now. It's trying to find that higher low that we talked about, and it wants to break out. What I don't like is that we've left this liquidity down here on NQ. This is a little bit dangerous down here. We want to see some of this sweat before we do anything else at this point. Knowing NQ, it's not going to sweep it. VIX trading back down towards lows right now. So everything's shaping up well. Troy, hey Alex, I just wanted to say thank you. I found your channel about a week ago and my trading has improved so much. You're by far the best streamer I've watched. Oh, thank you very much, Troy. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the support and the kind words. It's the only reason I turn up is stuff like that, hearing you guys do well. Makes me happy. And it's not always about the profits. It's also just about learning the setups, right? Understanding the market. So far, we've had some nice drives here this morning. All right, we were long out here for this. We were short here and here for this. Some of you took this long. I waited for this, and now I'm out because this is just building sideways. So either we do one of these, or we do one of these, or we do a failure, or we get heavy. I don't know because we're in range and we're in previous stage range. My bias is upside, right? My bias is upside just because it's shaping up like it wants to do it. But a little sweep first would be ideal. But at the moment, we're not even giving a sweep here. Attempt number 5,010,000. I'm just going to make numbers up here. Come on, NQ. ES is trying again. NQ's not sweeping, not breaking, just stuck, completely stuck. Crazy. Please don't move my anchor view up here, Ninja Trader. Okay, come on, NQ. A Kawasaki 1100. What, a Ninja or a ZZR? I don't really ride my fast bikes anymore. Too scary for me, man. Like if I get on my ZZR, it can't go slow. It just wants to go stupid quick, which is why I bought my Triumph, because that thing, any more than 80 on it and you're flying off the handlebars, it's so heavy and the torque's so big, you're not going to be able to, you know, go stupid speed. Okay, back down towards previous day point control. Maybe now we see that sweep. There's buyers down here at 35s and 30s. Zoom out a little bit. Be careful if they get stuck here. You don't want to see it trade back down here. If we trade back down there, it's very, very weak. It needs to hold sort of this volume that it's been building. So some kind of sweep down here and then a turn back upside if we're going to have more buy side pressure today. But this is the move and it's sort of now or never. And if it can't hold this, it can very easily collapse back down. They've been up there a long time. Think about how much volume they built up there. A long, long time they were just up there, folks. A long, long time. We just talked about this sweep. If it reclaims, this can be potentially be the move. Here it goes. It's got to reclaim that range it just broke down from. It's retesting that range. It needs to just squeeze through the range. Remember, it just broke down from here. It needs to reclaim it and squeeze. I'm ready to get off the screens at this point because this is like really pathetic. 20-point range, snap lower, come back and retest it, and then stall. It's not what you want to see. And the book is telling a story. If you look above me, we're stacked both sides. So it's not like there's just one side on the tape now. ES looks great. Like ES, how many times do I say this? ES looks great. NQ looks terrible. ES looks great. So we talked about this. This is building the trap. Here we go. Now they're going to do it. Bloody hell. Faffed around long enough, didn't they? Literally called this out. So if any of you bought that trap off the previous day point of control, I mean, you're already up 25 points, and this should break out of previous day value area high now, and then you should go up towards the highs. You're just going to have to watch ES as it's approaching those highs already. This should have now trapped the shorts in. Come on, NQ. Why so slow? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Why are you being so crappy all of a sudden? Look at ES, looks so good. It's about to break out. It's approaching IB high. It's going to take those highs of days out probably. Come on, NQ. This is so slow. Come on. Go. Thank you. Start going now. Please hurry up. Getting bored. We should break out of here now, folks. This was the trap we talked about. We should break out of here and rotate up. ES is already rotating up, right? So we are just lagging behind dreadfully on NQ. ES is already right the way up here. There we go. Come on. Can clearly see you want to go to 85 as your first stop. So just stop faffing around, market makers, please. They've really annoyed me the last few sessions. They're just having swing plays and not giving us juice. And this is why they faff, because they bought it last night. We talked about this pre-market. They walked it down to buy it back in that flush at the end of day. They've ripped it up and sold some. They're trapped again, but they're so far in the money now that they don't need to push hard. Long possible, yeah. I don't know when you wrote that, George, but we said they will wash here and they'll try and do this, right? Because this is the building of liquidity. That's the stop hunt. Now we go back to the other side, and this should get us to here. The problem is ES is already up there. NQ is just... This is really crap action, all right? We've done the trap. This should just be going. It shouldn't be hesitating up here. It really should not be hesitating up here. You can see on the book, like the seller at 800's back. It's where it wants to go. Oh, he's barking, talking. Oh, mate, that won't be helping. I don't understand how the Fed can, the Trump can keep talking about a Fed chair candidate. Like, yay, we're gonna go now. All right, ES about to take out those highs. Just be careful if you get divergence because ES is right up here. Come on then. Yay. All right, let's see if we can get all the way up to high day and then all-time highs would be really nice. ES taking out those highs. So just watch the divergence here, folks, in case. Just be careful. ES has just taken out the highs we talked about. So everything playing ball. VIX new low of day. NQ just needs to get going. It just needs to just stop messing around, get up to 800. Come on. Just drive it. Just drive it. Please. Just got to watch this imbalance here because we did get stuck here earlier on NQ, but really we should be taking out high day right now. Just be careful. If ES collapses after taking out high day, you want to get out of this, but we should keep driving. All right. Nice work, Mike. Lovely work. Lovely work. All right, here's the pullback on ES. Just be careful. Needs to hold the pullback. We should be trading upside here into 800. You can clearly see the liquidity on the book. It's where it wants to go. We called this whole thing. We're coming into these levels now. This is where we failed from. This is where buyers are trapped this morning. So we must respect this. All right, we know this is supply this morning. But once we get through that, or if we get through that, right, this is what ES just did. ES is up here. It just took all this. All right, we're trying to do the same. We're trying to do the same. It makes sense, this trap here. Hopefully this made sense to you. What this did was build lots of volume in. All right, so buyers were trying to force their way higher. They get stopped out. When buyers get stopped out, they become sellers. Then you get short sellers compiling in here. So everyone there is in a sell. We pair off against market makers buying it, go upside, we take out all the stops, and now we should be trying to get up here, right? So it's just a very basic, obvious trap. It's very obvious. When they build liquidity like this, it should be screaming to you, trap, all right? Because if we're building bullish liquidity, we want to be pulling back like this. We don't want to keep doing this, right? Because then we offer this trade. So just learn the difference to see them. How many years did it take me to learn to have the patience? Sorry, I've got to zoom this up. That you have now in order to trade and see your setups? Probably a long time, because I moved from small caps to large caps to futures, and they trade differently. So this is quite similar to a small cap trade. So, but on small caps, we would build that over, I don't know if Coop or Chandler in chat, but like in small caps, an example of that trade for a long, we would look like this. We would go up, get shorts stuck in, come to view up, do this trade at lunch, and then do this. And that's the recovery. So it's sort of similar, But it probably took me, quite a few years because the setups are slightly differently. The flow zones are the same, the principles are the same, but the setups in futures are slightly different to small caps. Small caps are shorting extensions mainly. Back into range again. ES took the highs. Remember, we talked about this. Be careful with ES. Why have I got a gap on my chart? Trading view on one. So this is what we're talking about on ES. Right. These were the highs. We talked about this, and we were saying it needs to make a higher low here to make a higher high. It's made that higher high. It needs to hold price here now. You don't want to see ES trade underneath 36 where we broke out from. As long as it holds 36, we can continue higher. Failure here will be a failed breakout. We do this, we collapse. Yeah, so I don't know the answer to your question really, Greg. Quite a few years. Richard, I was cooking lunch for all the employees here at the bank. Have a good trip, Alex, and I'll see you next week or in Discord. Yeah, chat to you next week, Richard. Take care, mate. All right, new hourly bar coming up in the next 4 minutes. To the ES break, $100. Nice work, mate. It's your money. Lock it in. It's tricky at the moment because we're so near the all-time highs. Buyers just not really participating. And that's been the story this week and last week, right? That's why we've had so many failed breakouts. We take the high and we pull back. We take a high, we pull back. We take a high, we pull back. No one wants to buy the all-time high. We'd need like some massive news really to change that. Like maybe the Fed rate cut next month. It's a long way away. I mean, I'm sure we take it before then, but yeah, just have to see. Also, you need to be watching failed auction on ES here, folks. You need to be aware of that failed auction on ES. Still looks good. NQ might finally join in here and go for these highs. So ES back to initial balance. Can it get an auction above that initial balance? Just want to take out these sellers, man. It shouldn't be that hard to get up to 800, really. It's mad, like how frequently we're stopping here when the liquidity is just so clearly above. Like, I'm not really sure why they're stopping so much. This is so thin. Like, come and take 85 and 800. Like, why the hesitation? Why are you hesitating? Weird. For me, I find that weird. It's very, like, now they're adding above. Like, it's very clear where we want to go. Why the hesitation to get there? You trapped enough shorts in down here to do that move. Surely you did. Volume built here. Protect 64. We should trade higher. Really, we should just trade higher. It shouldn't even be a doubt in this right now. Maybe we have to wait for this hourly bar, which we're getting right here. So need to be careful about hourly highs here, folks. About a sweep of an hourly high and a turn back in. Need to be careful of that on the hourlies. Maybe a pull back into here, holds. They're going to go now. Yes, having another attempt of a breakout here. NQ still cannot get up to those 800s. It's crazy. We're talking about a 20-point shove that it's struggling to do here, just to like sort of see why I'm saying it. Here we go. Come on. Yay. No, don't stop there. Just go. Why so slow? They're front running it. There's a seller there, 251 lot, just sold into 90. Why are you front running it? ES is breaking out. Yeah, we want to move higher. You can see we want to move higher. Someone is scared on this tape. They keep selling, refresh selling, refresh selling, refresh selling, refresh selling, because we should be moving up. Someone like every pop selling, every big pop selling. We should look at all the liquidity above 800 now. Look at 820s, right? Probably even higher, 850s. Like, we've got room to go if this market can just stop being pathetic. The worst thing is the way we're grinding makes it very dangerous. Amazon not far from going red to green. Nvidia not too far either. Tesla's the weak one today. Way away. Way away. And we've sold in front of 800 again. Mate, these lot are dancing scared right now. I want to be careful on this hourly bar, remember. If we fail to hold the old hourly open close, 76s, then this bar will go red. So you need to hold 76s, really. What is this level here? 44s? 46s? 44s. Okay, books cleared out to 800. Just go and take 800 for goodness sake. For goodness sake, just go and take 800 out. For goodness sake. How have we had all this range to slow this ATR down to like 5 or 6 points? Come on. Stop front running him. Stop being scared. He's probably going to pull it as soon as you get there. Stop being scared. Just go and test him. I bet you he pulls it. This is when I get annoyed with NQ, because I'm just like, this is just bullshit. This is absolute bullshit at this point. And this is what I was saying to the chat earlier before I came on stream. Like, market makers are in such control because the volume's so low that they're able to just do whatever they want. VIX breaking down here. They just keep selling in front of him. They're so scared about this guy. He probably just leaves. He probably not even there. Oh, he got filled. He was legit. Well, he got blown through. Okay, let's see if we can get through high of day and all-time highs now. So 810, 820, both on the book. Gosh, that took so long just to do the most basic move from here to here. All right, we're approaching initial balance high, previous day high here. So take partials into this move. And then if we can base above, then we're looking for trend days. If we base above, we're looking for trend days. If we fail the auction, then you know what we're looking. We're looking for a range rotation day. But right now, we look so bullish. Right, if you zoom out, this is just all right. Anything here, we're looking for that. Come on. Like I said, I think we will take all-time highs. I don't know whether it's going to be today or not, but because they were printed in Globex, and that's very unusual to print a high that holds in Globex. Normally we have to change, come and print it in the New York session. Almost there, almost at IB high. And then you're looking for all-time highs, folks. Almost at IB high. Previous day high now taken again. You can take a partial here if you're still in this long. I'd really like to try and get up to all-time highs if possible. Here we go. Right, IB taken, so partial there. Come on, let's just go all-time highs. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Just stop this. Stop it. Just go. Jeez. Let's just go. Let's just go and get it. You're so close. This is like the longest 30, 40 points I've ever had. Is it that much? Is it more? It's more. Come on. All right, so long from this trigger. We talked about it. Trying to get up to here. Be careful because we're getting extended here, folks. I wouldn't be surprised if they snap it down before we go and take it. If they don't get a move on. So obvious, mate. These lot are in total control playing games right now. All right, 820 still on the book. Just need Nvidia and Amazon to go green. That will really help. If they can go red to green, they're not far away, which is why I'm saying it. If they go red to green, that will probably really help this market get a little boost. Nvidia is 0.08% down on the day, and Amazon 0.16% down on the day. Tesla 0.78% down. It's a little bit further away, but if the others can go red to green, it might help this market get moving. Here's your print back over IB. Are they going to hold this print? Can afford a much deeper pullback than it's given right now. Lots of sellers here, all the way up to all-time high. They want those all-time highs. It's fairly obvious they want all-time highs at this point. They're just making it extra hard to hold it for the move all the way up. Here's the 820s. You got filled there. Here's the extension. They really want those all-time highs, folks. We're almost there. We're almost there. Here we go. God, we had to work for this. All right, almost there, team. Deleting this one. So first level liquidity gone. Next level is all-time highs at 43s or 44s, somewhere around there. Probably extend through it and take out 50s. Looking good. Looking good. They really made us work for this, but after that trap, we're now up about 100 points if you took the trap or the reload inside it. There's this big seller coming in here trying to absorb it. We might pull back and then go and rip him out. There's no way. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There is a way, but it's very unlikely we do not take out the all-time highs now, which is what we've been looking for since we offered those traps this morning. New lower day on VIX again. Do we come back towards the IB and then bid? Here we go. Come on. Little wiggle on the tape. Come on. Fall asleep. Honestly. Come on. Go. Just go. Please. I'll whisper to you. I'll whisper nicely. Come on. Please. Do it. Do it for me. Get to all-time highs for me. We want you to go to all-time highs. I'm going to get rid of this. I know it's supply, but we've chomped through it, so I'm only really interested in this level now. So if we pull back and hold current value on day and initial balance, I'm looking for a reload. If we collapse underneath, if we take this and then collapse underneath, there'll be a short rotation back down. Those are your plays for this afternoon, folks. Main trend is bullish, though. Do this Ben Stiller Starsky Hutchinson. You can do it. Yeah, I'm runner. I'm runner. I've been sold some here, because we hesitated, sold some here. I've got one tiny guy left. Yeah, I'm full port long. I just bought the top. I need to pee again. I'm going to move my stop up. Hang on. It's going to come. All right. I've got to pee. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. One last squeeze. Please. Oh, we're trying. Come on. Oh, they're all on the tape. They're begging to get filled here. They're trying. Come on. They're going to do it. There's no way they do this and don't just rip these guys out. Push. 4 more points. Come on. We got it. We fucking got it. Fucking go. All right. Well done, folks. Jeez, they made that super, super boring. But it was there, all right? When we were here, some of you took this long for the inverted head and shoulders we talked about, right? I did not take that long. I wanted confirmation. So what did I wait for? I wait for this trap, right? We trapped long and selling on the way up, and I'm done. All right, Jesus. Don't use his name in vain, Alex. What should I say? Oh my gosh, that's a better way of saying it. Apologies, everyone. It took a minute. It took a minute. It took a minute. It sounds like I'm weightlifting. That was kind of the point. Like, oh, push them. And we did it. We did it. We did it. Welcome, Chris. Welcome to the team. All right, everyone. So if you're new to the channel, everything we traded today is straight out my playbook. All right, it's straight out my playbook. I hate selling, but I know I never say it enough on stream. If you want to learn how to trade like me, there is a course link down below. It is not the cheapest out there in the market. All right, I'm not going to say it is. It's 649 bucks, but it's 20 hours. All right, plus private one-on-one, so it's probably more like 30 hours at this point. But it's 20 hours long, plus Discord, plus the indicators. All right, my Flow Zone System Pro. And you will learn all the setups like this. Lots of guys in the chat right now are the team that do it with me. So if you're interested, then you can check out that link down below. All right, all the links are in chat. So this is straight out my playbook. This move here, straight out my playbook. This move here, straight out my playbook. Now we wait. All right, now you're either in this runner looking for extension. So if we're thinking about an extension on the day, we can use a fib to think about where we might go to. All right, so possible extension all the way up here, 924 and 950s basically. And if we're going to do a full measured move, if we go mega squeeze, 24,000. All right, 24,000. But there you go. Hopefully, I mean, we're 3 for 3 on the day. I mean, some of you are 4 for 4 if you took this long, but we are trading very well today, folks. All right, we're very, very simple setups. We were long on the trap under here. Where was it? Can't see it with this on. Let's just delete that for a second. Okay, we were long once we trapped under here. We talked about this pre-market. It was given to you for free. You joined stream. Long on the reclaim for the squeeze up. Okay, then we were short for the breakdown for the trade down to RBS. Then some of you were long here. I waited and got long here, and now we've made our money. So 1, 2, some of you 3, and me 4. So for me, 3 trades. For some of you guys, 4 trades. All right, and they're all winners, and they were all called out well before with thesis. All right, it's not just hey, I'm long and I'm going. It was all called out with thesis. Zach, see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day trade, everyone. Zach, I'm not here tomorrow, right? I'm away for a week, just so you're aware. So if you're in the community, I'll post some trades in there if I can on the fly. Otherwise, Coop will be looking after everyone. It was me squeezing everyone, man. The noises were me squeezing everyone, Coop. Ken, the best course I've ever done for sure, and the best Discord. Oh, thank you, Ken. Very kind. Very, very kind. Ken giving away a gift there if anyone grabs it. Oh, there you go. Chris got it. Welcome to the team. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Chris sent a gift for Ken. Very kind of you, Chris. Missed it, just got in from work, but I'm going full tilt. Contorted says, what are you saying here, my friend? Your insights are incredible. I mostly watched today and learned, but I feel like I learned more this morning than I did with 100 hours of other YouTubers. I think we talk about that sometimes on stream, Chris. It's probably what sets this channel apart from the other channels is I try and teach you the setups as I go. I try and teach you so you can understand the market for when I'm not here, like the rest of this week because I'm traveling to Europe. So I try and make it make sense for you. I'm not the flashy guy, all right? I'm not the guy. I know we had some fun today and I pretended to be squeezing the market, but I'm not the guy that's going to post cars and rip my shirt off and scream at people in chat. So because of that, this community will always remain small because it's not that sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, extravagant influencer type of community. So in this community, we're a bit smaller, quieter, probably quite a lot older, and we just trade what we see. All right, so all-time high is now taken. We are still bullish. All right, we're bullish in momentum. We're fairly extended up here, but you know, you do not want to be guessing tops. If anyone's read my newsletter at the weekend, what did I say? Very hard to be short in this market right now. You do not want to be guessing tops. So right now, you could wait for a pullback to initial balance to see if we hold it. All right, at the moment, we're holding the old all-time highs. So this red line here is the old all-time highs. We're holding this. Do I like this buy? No, I don't. Why don't I like this buy? Because the cheap buys this morning were down here. We all know Alex is a very stingy trader. He likes trading pullbacks rather than buying high. It might be that you buy high today and it keeps going. It could be one of those days. But what would I be waiting for? I would be waiting for some form of pullback. Ideally, some form of trap, all right? Ideally, some form of trap into some key old levels like an initial balance and then a turnaround and go. If, I'm going to say this now in case I forget when I leave stream, if you fail underneath the initial balance after taking the all-time high and you get stuck here, okay, then there is a rotational trade, an initial balance trade down to these VWAPs. Why are there 3 VWAPs? Some of you may be asking today. This is your 24-hour. This is your New York, and this is anchored to CPI. All right, the blue one's been anchored to CPI. So we went under, over, and CPI buyers took control. I do some fantastic impressions, though. Yeah. Yes, ES is lagging behind. It's been lagging behind for a number of days now. Let's have a look where we are. Let's just move to a 30-minute chart here quickly. So ES has still got these levels to take. If you're an ES trader, I can mark these out for you. We did just tap into supply for the first time. Let me just give you the actual reads. Come on. All right, so ES, I'll be watching these 51s, 58, well, you can mark all of these, 56, 58s, 61s, and then obviously the highs at 68s, right? So worth marking those prints out. How much does this look like every other day? Who are those in Discord yesterday? What did we talk about? The trap that they did on Thursday, the walk down to buy back up. Yesterday, the walk down to buy back up. We went over at the beginning of stream. All right, heavily manipulated tape right now. Or a better way of putting that, heavily controlled tape. So if you understand what their games are, when we have very controlled selling like yesterday and like last Thursday, we know why. All right, there was no panic selling yesterday. It was controlled back down to a cheap area to buy it back. Marek, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, my friend. Yeah, I heard it's like 30 degrees and sticky in London. I'm not used to the humidity anymore, so we'll see. I'm all packed and ready to go. Yes, thank you, Omalabi. Best YouTube channel with no cursing or foul talks. I think sometimes I do curse when I get carried away. I don't mean to. Alex, when do I come back? I think, let me just check my flight date. I think it's Monday or Tuesday next week. Let me have a look here. But I will be. I'll definitely be in Discord posting if I can get a live stream. If the Wi-Fi is good enough, I will. Let's have a look. It'd be the following Wednesday I'll stream because I fly on the Tuesday and I won't arrive in LAX till 5:30 in the afternoon. So it'll be a full week away unless I can set up a stream from there, whether it be a hotel or a friend's house or something. All right, still holding old all-time highs. Flow zone's catching up. I'm not buying this now, folks. It might be that it wants to squeeze way higher, but there's no way I am buying the old all-time highs. We all know what I'm like, but it's possible it does this. I would much rather it does something like this if I'm going to consider any other trade. Raphael, Alex, have a nice trip and be safe. We need you here. If you have any problems getting back in here, let me know. We'll call Trump. He better not stop me getting back in. I do have a green card and I do contribute to the economy and I'm not a criminal. So hopefully he lets me back in. Flow Force 1. Yeah. Flow Force 1. I quite like that. All right, VIX finding a little bit of a bid. It's going to come and back test 15s here on the 5-minute flow zones and an old SBR level. If it stays heavy, we're going to retest lower day on the VIX and then we probably get one more squeeze. But like Coop identified, ES has still got room to run if it wants all-time highs. But, you know, we're very extended across the indexes right now. It's very possible we have a calming moment. Nice trades today, though. Really happy with that. Nice way to leave for a week. Okay, here we go. This is why I don't buy high, as you can see. All right, so I'd be watching now. Oh, it's tricky. Maybe we could come really deep if we want. If we want to backtest all the way to 81, we could. This would be old H1 wick that we talked about, old high and IB. So if we backtest this and hold it, even if we do a little dunk and curl, maybe there's upside room. But what do we always talk about on stream, right? What was this? It was a low hanging fruit. Okay, so we've taken the main trade today has gone. We had sort of 3 low hanging fruit trades. We had this reclaim here, which didn't quite make it. We then got a short back down to RBS, closed the gap, and then we got long to take out all-time highs. So I would say this is a gap fill was a low hanging fruit, and this drive up here was a low hanging fruit. So now you have to let them build more liquidity in. How do we build more liquidity in? We encourage shorts to come and get interested, and then we use their stops. We come back for them later. But if you've made money today, I would say the easiest trades on the day have, in all likelihood, have gone. The easy trades. Anyone got any questions? I will sit with you for another half an hour, but any questions from anyone? Anything you need to know? Anything you don't understand from today's stream? Just convert all these levels, make sure I've got everything drawn out properly on the other charts. No worries, Dean. Yeah, I'll wait until lunch. I'll be here with you for a little bit longer. Was I ever a floor trader? No, I was never a floor trader. It's just time. Like, honestly, Troy, it's just time on the charts. There is no substitute for time on the charts. That's all it is. I really, really, really believe that. Like, I've got family members who were pretty big time traders, and they think my knowledge is more than that. Well, they were trading a long time ago when, you know, charts were kind of irrelevant. But it's just from time on the charts and understanding the games. I always talk about it. It is linked to the free course is not working. Really? I am moving servers at the moment. That's bizarre. I wonder if they've taken it down while I move servers. Let me find you one that you can use. Give me a second. Here, Real Trini. You can use that link. There's always been a free beginner course when you sign up. There's a new one being made at the moment, but I am moving servers right now, so that might be why. So everything's moving. It's going to take a little while. Okay, so you'd be waiting for a 2-leg. Here's your first leg. Ideally, you get a second leg down into here rather than an instant response, which is what you're seeing at the moment. Ideally, you want the second leg down. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Ideally, you want a second leg down here. I don't like this buy here. We are bidding in front of this, all right? And it might be that it just goes, but ideally, right, you want this. This is a more ideal move because then shorts come in once, shorts come in twice, then we turn and we've got 2 lots of stops to attack for a pro trend higher. Can you please talk about how you look for your daily bias? Yes. Everything starts off on higher time frame. Okay, I'm not being stingy, but I can't give away too much edge here because otherwise it's unfair to people that buy the course and participate. But I have a weekly model. All right, I have a weekly model that I look for every single week. 80% of the time, there is a weekly model that will play out in the chart. Right, so everything starts on a daily. Right, so we go to a daily. Everything starts here. All right, and I'm looking always at how we've built liquidity on the daily. Now, very simply, on the daily, what is the pro trend? The pro trend is up, isn't it? It's up. We did this grind and grind and grind and grind and grind, just like the trap this morning. Market's fractal, we dump down, we hold, and then we go back up for the stops, right? So this trade that you've seen here on a daily is exactly the same as the trap long that we took this morning, all right? This grind, 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 dunk back to highs, right? It's exactly the same. So we start on the daily, and then we're looking for what's the pro trend? Well, clearly this market wants to move higher, all right? Market wants to move higher. So bullish moves are going to be easier in this market. Where are the bearish moves going to start? The bearish moves where we have actual bearish momentum are going to happen underneath this. So anything before that, any bearish day before that, is searching for liquidity or searching for buyers to come back in. So if you take shorts, nothing wrong with that, but you've got to know that it's a scalp short. The other thing I'm always looking for is how we build liquidity. Now, we talked about it earlier. I'm just going to go to a 5-minute chart so that you understand this. Last Thursday, this day here, this is the opposite to the trap we did this morning, all right? This is what I call controlled selling, all right? It is constant lower highs and lower lows. Now, I know textbook, you'll talk lower highs, lower lows, downtrend, but it's very rare you see something confined into a space like this. Why does that happen? Because market makers are dripping the market lower, taking out bulls and encouraging lots of shorts to get in before the pivot to take back up. All right, this is a giant bear trap to go higher. That was last Thursday. What did we see yesterday? Before CPI, what did we see yesterday? Exactly the same move, all right? This, after a failed breakout, is a walk down, controlled selling. We talked about it in the Discord. We knew this was coming back up because this was screaming that we're going to come back up. The only way this wasn't coming back up is if CPI printed something like a 3.2. right? And then we would have had inflation, but we didn't. Walk down. So look, let's call it this: dump, sideways, pump. Shorts are all in here. Sideways, more shorts coming in, looking for rollover. Breakout, take out this liquidity, create more shorts, back for it. So daily bias was upside because of what we did yesterday and because of the weekly model. We're now in expansion mode on a Tuesday. Is that usual? Yes. I'm just going to give you a clue there. Expansion on a Tuesday is highly probable. Highly probable, which is what we're doing. So that's how. So I use liquidity. We knew also, the other thing I hadn't mentioned, this all-time high right here, this old red line. If you look at the time we printed that, here's some edge for you guys. The time we printed this, where we trapped these buyers, we went over this on Benzinga, when I was on Benzinga Live. All right, this is where buyers were trapped, and we failed from there a week ago Thursday. This was printed at what time? 3:50 a.m. Is there a lot of volume in there? No. Is this likely to be a strong high if it's printed in an Asia or London, or we can call it Globex? Is this likely to be a strong high? No, it's not, because there's no volume. Are we likely to come and take that out? Yes. How do we take that out? We form traps and we basically do giant cup and handles. Let's just zoom out. Let's go to 15 minutes so you can see this. Let's just see what we've done there. Make this make sense for you all. There's the liquidity run. Here's your higher low. All right, this low, higher low. Here's your break of structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Liquidity run, higher low. Where are we coming for? Here. Very easy, right? Until we're backside, a blowout top, and we're backside of this and starting to break down. I'm really not thinking about shorts. Markets are built to go up. Remember that. Much easier to be a buyer than it is a seller in the market, because these markets are built to go up. This looks like it's just going to break out again here. So unfortunately, no reload for me, because I need a two-leg pullback. You can argue that this is two legs, but for me, this is not two legs, but it might go. I would much rather we do something like this and then bid back up. I discovered you by chance and have learned a lot from you just following you live. I've been doing this a long time and just trying to fine tune my approach to the market. I'm doing CFDs. Just be careful trading CFDs. Is there a reason you're trading CFDs? So you're playing like NAS 100. Just be careful, because you can get done on the spread on those, because they're not centralized. But if you enjoy them, like, I'm not going to tell you what to trade. Like, you can still make money from them, but you know, there have been horror stories from stuff like that. All right, so again, inverted head and shoulder, holding all-time highs. It looks like it wants to break out again. Not a buying opportunity for me. We did hold the flow zones. This pullback into flow zones held. Did we sweep that? Oh, we might have actually swept that. Let me have a little look. Oh my gosh, we did. Okay, so another bear trap there. So you got to think here. Rebalance. Breakout, shorts came in and got trapped. I didn't think we'd swept that. I thought it was still sat there, but there we go. Is what it is. My country is blacklisted by the US. I understand. Yeah, so just be a little careful. That's all. Just have to watch your stops. No worries, Sam. Okay, so you got buyers on the tape here. 820, 815. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Let me just zoom out here. Yeah, buyers down into the low 820s, 810, 815, 810s. Seller here at 860. Is there anything above? Any big number above? 900 and 925. What was the fib extension when we did it? I've forgotten already. I feel like it was 950, not 925. 919, 942. Okay, that makes sense. So they're looking to get into these extensions here. That's where they want to run. All right, so potential squeeze coming here if they can break out. But again, I'm not playing this. Risk to reward is off here. So I'm not playing it. We locked in our money anyway. We made really good money. Low-hanging fruit's gone. So it's not a trade location I want to be participating in. All right. Always think your two rules every time you come to the chart should be what is the location and what is your MOMO, as I call it, momentum. These are your momentum clouds. Momentum right now for bulls is great. Is your location good? No, not really. All right. When we zoom out, where was the buy signal from the flow zones? Right here. Right after we got above and held. Then we had great momentum and a great location. Nice and cheap with a clear target, all right, to get upside. So if you do nothing else and you learn nothing else from me, learn that one thing. Every time you think about getting into a trade, just ask yourself, what's the location? What's the momentum? That will save you a lot of heartache, a lot of red days, and a lot of drawdown. Sorry, folks, just chilling at this point, really, unless we get like a big retest, and even then we're coming into lunch, so less interested. Remember, every time we've done a breakout on the daily recently, we have failed. All right, every time. Yesterday was the same. Last, when was that? Thursday the 31st was the same. We've never taken a new high and had continuation. Maybe today's the day, but most of the times we take it and then we trade back inside the range. Did I ever have a mentor, or did you learn from market experience? Honestly, market experience. I paid for a few courses, read a lot of books, tried lots of different things, but it's just, for me, it was time in the market. I wish I had like the mentor that I am for others. That's not saying that I'm the best or anything like that, but I teach a very specific way of understanding markets. So we have, what we would call A+ setups, layup setups. There's lots of different ways to trade. It's not that my way is the best. You can trade any way you like. There's a million ways to trade. I don't believe there's one way to trade. But for me personally, I'm very color orientated. And from small caps coming over, I probably pulled some bad habits over of like picking tops, which is why I'm so adamant, don't pick tops, all right? Because, your ETFs and your indexes are not the same as playing a small cap, which is a piece of garbage company, which I used to trade to the short side. So you don't want to pick tops in something which is built to go up. So yeah, we all we're ever doing is playing off good levels, traps where possible, and playing the momentum in the market. All right, we're not big players. We're just trying to get our little piece of the pie each day and move on. That said, have I done other courses in the past? Yes. None of them are for futures or anything like that. I've done about every course you can think of. So like Investors Underground, Stephen Ducks, I'm trying to think, like so many, but they were mainly small cap focused. So everything you see on the screen is from hundreds, if not thousands of hours of me trading and back testing and learning and refining, which has all been put into a course and for everyone in Discord, just make it easier. One thing I'd say, you only need one good setup. I talk about this all the time. You only need to learn one good setup. One setup is what will make you profitable. You don't need to learn every single thing. If you can find one setup, all right? So if you are an initial balance trader, all right, maybe you're playing today the IB extension. Maybe you're just waiting for that. And other days you're playing the IB back into VWAP, right? When we have a failed auction. Maybe you are someone who bids on reclaims of value, all right? Previous day value. There's your rebid on previous day value, and you're just selling into point of control, previous day value area high. Maybe that's your setup. Maybe you're a flow zone long. Maybe you're literally waiting for the signals and playing those. That's also a setup. Flow zone short. Would have had to stop out here and then a resell here. Lots of ways to trade the market. Yeah, I agree, Coop. Totally agree. Great trader, great guy. Also, inside knowledge there. Without a shadow of a doubt, he had massive inside knowledge. He definitely knows when someone's the other side of the trade. I think him and I can't think of his name. I'm trying to remember his name. I took a big trade on LI Auto with him. I'm going to have to look it up. I've still got the DM from him, so I'll find it. Eric Wood. I think those guys are in some groups, like some, and for the right reasons. They're in like pump groups that they know when the owners of those groups are looking to exit. And then they're taking the other side, which is exactly what I did. I talk about it on Austin's, my interview with Austin coming up. Like with the guys that I traded with from 7 points in that private Discord, we had like Ross Cameron. We had one membership to Ross Cameron, which we streamed in our Discord. And we would take the other side of his position when he started selling. So when he was finished his squeeze, we'd start selling against him and bullying him. But really, like, they all have these, like, Dux will call it a first bounce. Nate would call it a failed follow through. All it is a shift in market, right? Change of character, shift in market. They just made it really hard to understand. And Nate would be like, you want to see it retested like 100 times before it goes down. That was his whole thing, right? Retest. But like every chart's different. What you want to see is just a clear shift on structure. And definitely in those days, I was way too zoomed into the M1. Not once do any of these participants or any of these teachers talk about higher time frame, H1, etc., etc. They're so zoomed in to the M1. Like I look at some of those plays now and I'm like, it was so bullish. Why would I ever have been short on that? But yeah, that was one of my biggest winners was LI Auto. Short side. It's a long time ago. 4 or 5 years. Jeez, this thing's got decimated. Because this is traded on a Chinese exchange as well. Where would it have been? Somewhere around here. I think China took it as well. We held some of this. Really nice. What's Newegg doing after our talk the other day? Still waiting for this. And if we can get back. Such a meme stock. Why is that printing up there? What is this doing? What the hell? Wow, it can't even see it. Is that because of the split? It can't calculate it. Sorry, folks. I know we're trading NQ and I've just moved over. Just want to have a look. So there's probably a good trade here coming up. Maybe above some of these. Be looking for that. I don't think there's any options on it though. I was looking to see if I could take puts, but I don't think there's any options. Wins, earnings, 2nd of September. So they probably run this up into earnings. I think Ryan Cohen's involved in it as well. Run that up and then sell it, I would imagine. Back to NQ. Sorry, team. Getting distracted. All right, point of control flipped to high of day now. Now it's become value. They're still producing a higher low up here. They've still got this setting up. I don't like that. I mean, I like the pattern. I just don't like where it is. I want that down here, right? Off some better structure. Because I've gone through hundreds of hours of YouTube University and I'm 6 months into trading, stuck at break even until I found you. Everything you teach just clicks with me. That's awesome, Troy. I mean, what I would say there is if you're only 6 months into trading and you're break even, that's very, very good. Like that's very, very, very good. The normal trajectory into trading is know very little, get lucky, be positive, then get found out that you don't have a system, lose some more, blow up, lose some more, lose less, lose even less, lose even less, break even, positive, break even, positive, break even, positive, and then the curve goes back. That's the normal way for most people. So if you're taking your time and learning, you're doing really, really good. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'd agree. Contorted. I think, in all honesty, I'm probably a better teacher than I am a trader. I'm sure there are traders out there who way outperform me, but I can understand the market and I can explain it really well. Yeah, Bowden. That's it. That's it. Man, I've got to use the bathroom again. This coffee is flying through me. Sorry, folks. Be right back. Okay, into this block here, 860. Above that, you've got 870. Again, you've had no real trap or failure here, so just be careful. I don't know if any of you took this long here. Again, I'm not buying up here. It's way too dangerous, but it might be that we just keep extending today while ES tries to get back up to those all-time highs, all the way up at sort of, what was it, 6,470. Contorted. I missed the first two big trades of the day. and this last push to new high, but I still managed to get $700 just taking small positions off the information you were presenting. There you go. Perfect. There you go. Here's the stop run. All right, so they're looking for these guys above now, 70, 77, and 80s. If you're still in this, just make sure you're paying yourself. ES is trying to get up to all-time highs, but again, we are very, very high on the day. All right, we've based without coming. Whoa, we did get back to that high, I guess. We did get back to that old all-time high, but I would have liked one more little dunk under. We don't always get what I want, though. We always talk about that. Definitely can't be shorting that. That's one thing that is for sure. How many traders are fighting this trend, multi-time frame trend? Every single time frame right now, monthly, weekly, well, actually yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, all saying upside. Yet you will still get traders trying to guess the top. It's amazing. Anyone who read my newsletter at the weekend is one thing. Unless we had a failed breakout above these all-time highs, I'm not interested in any short position. So there's constant squeeze here. Real Trini, I've been at this 14 years, just played it as this, though it was a video game looking for the Holy Grail. Wrong choice. Lucky for me, I didn't lose my shirt on this. Yeah, that's it. It is just a video game. This is a video game, but it's played with real money, right? This is the video game. And we want to be, let's think of it as Call of Duty, right? In here is people who run into a room who are noobs, and they just fire off all sorts of shots long, all right, hoping that they kill everyone in the room. And there's just another team waiting for them who are snipers, and they're like, no, mate, see you later. And then here's the same thing, right? Noobs down here who come firing in here, trying to short the market at the lows for this rollover. And the pros just say, nah, we're going to clean you up. Boom, 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 boom. And up here, you have more noobs doing the same thing as here, but this time they're guessing the tops. All right, they're guessing the tops. That's all it is. It is one big game. The game is a game of liquidity. This is a game of liquidity. What we're playing in the market is a game of liquidity. That's all we're ever doing. I always talk about it. We're either building liquidity or we're using liquidity. That's all we're ever doing in the market. So when we're trending, we're using liquidity. We're going to search for it. When we're pulling back or when we're going sideways, we're building liquidity. JD, I love that. Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, it's funny. That's funny. I'm about to get out of here, folks, unless you need anything else from me. Yeah, low-hanging fruit's taken. At some point, I would imagine at some point they trap bulls, all right, and do something like this. But if we're in a trend day, we're going to close near highs, right? Trend days close at highs. Unless there's a failure under here, I would consider this a trend day because we're above the initial balance. Anything down here is probably a pullback and a trap, right? Trend days tend to close at highs. Look at, let's just go to QQQ, make it easier. Let's go to a daily. Right, look trend days, most of the time, trend days close at highs. When we're outside, closing their highs, fail breakout, closing their highs, closing their highs, closing their highs, closing their highs. Trend day down, outside bars, close near lows, close near lows, close near lows, all right? It's very unusual you see something like this, especially when we're on a breakout. It would have to majorly fail the old high now, which is not looking highly probable, all right? So don't fight the trend, for goodness sake. All right, just because you're not in it long, well, I went over this with some guys last night. Just because you're not in a trade long doesn't mean it's a short. And just because you're not in a trade short doesn't mean it's a long. You can think about these low volume nodes if it protects it. One here. This is the one I'd be interested in. I'd like to see it cut through this and then protect this. Maybe even be nasty and do that. That would be mega. I normally stop now, right now. So into lunch, because normally volume dissipates into lunch, right? So we've volume sort of tapered off today. See, like we had the open and then a push and then picked up for the squeeze up, and now we've tapered off. Yeah, so you can see from 11:30 we've tapered off. I normally trade into here. If I'm managing a position, I don't mind trying to hold. I'm not managing a position, so I'm done now. Yeah, take care, everyone. Those in Discord, I will pop in later. I don't fly for a little bit, but most of you should have made your money. Thank you, Coop. Thanks for your education to the team this weekend. Hopefully, lots of you who turned up to Coop's Corner got that orb trade that he went over this weekend. And let's see what we'll get this afternoon. I don't care about any short today. It's really that simple. Even if we like break down to the initial balance, there's no way I'm playing short side. I would much rather wait for a long setup unless there's a clear failure. And really, I don't know if I'll trade anymore at all. I've locked in some good money. Not real much reason to. All right. Peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops. Be kind to each other. All the good stuff. Please trade safe while I'm away. Those in Discord, I'll do my best to pop in every day. The only day which I'm really going to struggle with will be tomorrow. But every other day, hopefully, I should be able to pop in. And yeah, trade safe. And I'll see you when I'm back.